loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we have a brand new pick a card reading, and this one is all about your month of November of 2025. Who else is on the same boat as me where it feels like this year went by in the blink of an eye? I cannot believe we're already going into the month of November. It's just blowing my mind this year. I feel like I blinked and now it's all of a sudden near the end of the year, which is just crazy. Let me know down below if you also feel the same way. But that being said, if you are new here, welcome. We do tarot card readings on this channel. We talk about astrology, manifestation, how to build your dream life, all those different types of things. In today's video, we're going to be using the tarot and the oracle to bring you information for your highest good, all about what you can expect through your month of November. So I'm really excited to dive into it. How this video works is I have 4 different groups in front of me, and you're going to use your intuition to choose one of these 4 different groups, and occasionally your intuition will call you towards multiple groups, and that just means that there's multiple messages for you in today's video, and you would go ahead and tune into all the ones that your intuition is calling you towards, because that just again means that you're resonating with multiple energies and themes going on within the groups. However, most of the time your intuition is going to call you towards one, and the way that your intuition speaks to you, because everybody has intuition, your intuition is your ability to read and feel energy. And of course, there's different energies and themes within each of these groups, and your intuition knows exactly which one you resonate with, right? So perhaps visually, when you looked at the thumbnail or when you clicked on this video, maybe there was one pile that just stood out to you amongst the rest. Maybe there's one that just, you felt this weird sort of magnetic pull towards it. It just sparked your curiosity. And of course, that is actually your intuition speaking to you. So you'd go ahead and tune into that group, and there's timestamps linked down below in the comment box, as well as the description box, so that you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal reading. Another way that I like to use my intuition or to tap into it, if visualizing or seeing the groups is not really working for me, I go ahead and I take my hand and I just gently glide it over each of the groups, just sensing what I feel within that pile. And I wait for one that either stands out to me amongst the rest, or I wait for one that I just feel some sort of weird magnetic pull towards, or sometimes I'll get a hot or cold sensation, or it'll just be different than the rest. That is your intuition speaking to you. So you'd go ahead and find the timestamps linked down below so that you can skip ahead right towards that particular group, because that is going to be your personal reading for the month of November. I'm super excited to dive into it. I know some of you like to choose by getting a close-up of the crystals. So if that is you, then over here on group number 1, we have this beautiful Labradorite. So if you find yourself drawn to this crystal or to group 1, that is going to be your pile. Over on group 2, I always forget the name of this crystal. It's like, it's not cardamom because that's a spice, but it's something like that. So if you're drawn to this very interesting crystal, then group 2 is going to be your pile for the month of November. Carborundum. I think it's Carborundum. Something like that. Then over on group number 3, we have this beautiful sunset aura quartz. It took a little while to focus there. Group 3, if you've been having focusing issues, this is probably your group, okay? So group number 3, sunset aura quartz. Group number 4, we have this beautiful rose quartz moon. So if you're drawn to the rose quartz moon, then that is going to be your pile. And with all that being said, those are our different group options. You can of course pause the video to take all the time that you need, and I'll see you in your reading. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of November, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Ooh. Okay, so we have quieting the mind. Your month of November, I feel like what you're wanting to do is to perhaps like de-stress and unwind. Maybe you're doing even mindset work lately where you're really trying to improve your mental well-being. So finding time for you, finding personal time, finding space to shut your mind off rather than being super, super productive. I get the feeling that those of you who chose this pile, you've kind of been on go, go, go lately. Like perhaps you're in a season of your life where there's a lot to do and you've been maybe pushing yourself a lot. And the month of November is going to give you a chance to kind of reset, to find your center again where you can breathe again. And quieting the mind is also making me feel like there's almost going to be this waiting period in the month of November where you kind of have to wait to see the outcome of something. And it's like there's kind of nothing you can do in the meantime, you know? And so it's almost like Spirit is saying, like, this is a great month to just quiet the mind and allow stillness. And it's kind of like you've done everything you can up until now, and now we kind of just like wait for a certain outcome or wait for a certain result of some kind. Let's see what else we get here for you. My group one's all about your month of November. I also feel like those cards want to come out, so we're just going to dive into it. So we also have smoke and mirrors. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of thing that you're waiting to find out about. Smoke and mirrors talks about perhaps something that you don't quite know the answer to yet, and maybe you're wondering something. But this is a time of like quiet reflection, inner stillness. I also feel like you might be doing some inner work of like loving yourself more. But there's something that's unknown for you where the month of November is really just about surrendering to it and kind of maybe waiting for the results of something. We also have beautiful uncaging. So this is a moment where it's also going to allow you to open up more of your heart, to open up and unlock more of your emotions, especially if your emotions have been sort of shut down recently. Because I know sometimes when we're moving so fast forward, there's a lot of action that we need to take. There's a lot of things that we need to do. Sometimes we just like kind of lock down our emotions for a little bit because we're like, oh my God, there's so much on my plate. But I really feel like the month of November is allowing you time and space to quiet the mind, to sit more in stillness. And then it kind of allows your heart to open back up, and it allows you to kind of perhaps see things in a new way. I almost feel like you're going to be opening your heart to seeing things in a new way where you're going to feel more emotionally connected to yourself, more emotionally connected to the things that you're doing, more emotionally connected to your life in general. So as well, if you've also felt like you've wanted to unlock new inspiration, or if you've wanted to unlock more fun and more joy, this is unlocking more fun and more joy where it's like setting your heart on fire again. It's setting your heart up for like more love to come in. We also have Call of the Muse. Okay, so by the end of November, there's going to be something to celebrate. Or at the very least, you're going to find new ways of like totally enjoying yourself and having fun. So the early November, I feel like there's a waiting game. There's something going on. There's something where it's just like, ooh, we're kind of in the unknown a little bit. Call of the Muse, there's something to celebrate. There's fun, there's joy. It's almost like you're really feeling yourself by the end of November. Like you're feeling like the zest for life has come back, if that makes any sense. Especially if you feel like it's been a little bit gone lately, or if again, you just feel kind of a little bit burnt out. I'm getting this feeling like you're reigniting passion, you're reigniting fun into your life. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group number ones for your month of November. So we also have the 5 of Cups being reversed. This is releasing disappointment, moving on from old things that didn't work out, or even moving on from like worries or stress. It's like we finally are turning things around. This is really great because when it's upright, you see how this person is sort of stuck on these fallen over cups. You're about to turn something around where you're no longer stuck on what didn't work out, and you're starting to see positive shifts of like, okay, things are actually working out. I'm seeing things moving in a more positive direction. Your mindset is going to move into a more positive direction as well, where you're seeing opportunity. You're getting like little signs or like something that you've been trying to manifest is like slowly kind of trickling in, where you're starting to see, okay, actually, you know what? Maybe I can be a little bit more positive about this because I'm starting to like gain momentum in the right direction. Your mindset is gaining momentum in the right direction. Your physical world is gaining momentum in the right direction, and your emotional world, because the cups mostly speak about our emotions. So whatever you've been stressed about lately, or anything that's been kind of blocking you emotionally, or making you feel drained emotionally, making you feel sad or anxious or stressed emotionally, any of those things, okay? There's going to be a turn of the tables in the month of November where you are feeling like there is trickles of like more hope coming in, more faith coming in, things actually working out, where you're like, oh, you know what? I can actually take this, and I'm starting to accelerate in the right direction, right? You're really starting to accelerate your life in a new positive direction. So let's see what else we get here for you. My group ones. What else do we have for your month of November? Ooh, 5 of Pentacles also being reversed, so 5s. I wonder if you guys chose this pile, the 5s always represent that we've been going through perhaps a lot of unpredictability, or things that are like outside of our control that are just sort of causing like a little bit of a chaos, or it's almost like a tornado went through our lives, where it's like things are just unpredictable and it's causing change. So there's been some changes, to say the least. 5 of Pentacles being reversed is also an amazing position for this card to show up in, because this is something where we used to feel like something was outside of our control, we're actually realizing that there's opportunities around us that we weren't really seeing before. Or you are overcoming some kind of disappointment, or some sort of lack, or some sort of scarcity, or even some kind of health issue. That's all of what the 5 of Pentacles represents. And when it's reversed, it's the release of those things, where we're no longer feeling stuck, we're no longer feeling victim, and we no longer feel like things are outside of our control. We're gaining the help that we need. We feel like there's a warm and cozy environment. We feel like we're being taken care of. We feel like there's more opportunities, and we're actually making progress towards what we want. Page of Wands showing up reversed here as well. If you felt drained energetically, or if there's been a lack of inspiration in your life, I really feel like the month of November is kind of turning that back around. I also feel like you're realizing that rejuvenating your energy is so important, because we can't run on burnout. When the Page of Wands is reversed, we're either burnt out, we don't believe in ourselves, we're questioning our faith, we're questioning whether we can actually make it to our particular goal, or we're even feeling a little bit more angry lately. There might be something that's agitating us, or even frustrating us. And so if you've been going through something like that, I really feel like this is the month where you're kind of shifting that around, because you're kind of like, I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to stay in this sort of energy anymore. If there's been someone in your life who's been frustrating you, the Page of Wands can usually represent like a friend, acquaintance, coworker, brother or sister even, people like this. And they can represent somebody who's sort of frustrating us, or we're kind of having misunderstandings, and yeah, just causing like a bit of a flame and a friction. If that's the case, especially with the Lovers showing up reversed here too, if you've been dealing with this could even be a close relationship for some of you, like an intimate partnership or something, but something might have been frustrating you, but it seems like it's small little things with the Page showing up. It seems like it's not super like big, but it's, definitely there. I feel like there's going to be conversations in November that really help you and this other person reach understandings for each other, because there definitely seems like there was disharmony happening, or even some disharmony that's kind of brewing right now. And the month of November, I really feel like you are at a place where you're like, I don't want to continue this, I want to solve this, right? And so it's coming to a place where it's asking you to solve this. And it really comes through understanding, because smoke and mirrors also showing up, because there's a lot of parallels going on here. Smoke and mirrors. There could be a lot of misunderstandings, or maybe you know, we feel a certain way, but we're not really wondering, how is this person feeling? How are they feeling? What are they thinking on this side of the equation? And there's perhaps going to be some like communication to open and unlock more emotions, to have more understanding rather than feeling closed off. And I really feel like things are going to be sorted out by the end, especially with Call of the Muse coming back and being kind of like a center theme for the end of November. I really feel like there's this common ground of like finding fun again, finding joy again, finding happiness, okay? We also have the Three of Wands showing up reversed as well. So something where you were not quite getting the results that you wanted. Spirit is saying that there's something that's still gaining momentum. So trust it, because Spirit has a message that something is still gaining momentum. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we get here. Also, if you've been feeling like your dreams or a certain goal is too far away, Spirit also wants to say that nothing is too far away. It's up to us to cultivate that self-belief. So if there has been this feeling like I don't really believe in myself, I don't think I'm capable of it, I should probably quit. You know, maybe you ventured into something and then you're kind of almost having doubts about it, like maybe I should turn back, maybe this was too big of a thing to desire, maybe this was too big of a thing to take on. If you've been feeling any way like that, this is your month to quiet the mind, to find clarity, to reinvigorate self-belief, to unlock your heart, to find that emotional connection once again, especially with our fives being reversed here. This is about you finding emotional connection again towards your desires, towards self-belief. And then look, we get the Call of the Muse, which is like, oh, my zest for life is reawakened. Oh, I'm reawakened, right? And this also has parallels in relationships, okay? Relationships as well as other dreams and goals. We also have self-love and then release. So there's definitely emotions to release, old mindsets to release. Like, where do we want to plant ourselves? Look, it's about you not staying stuck where you are, about you leaping towards something higher. Okay? There's a leaping towards something higher that's Spirit is really urging you towards. Self-love as well, the peacock. This is your month of also finding more confidence. The peacock always reminds me of the energy of dressing yourself in the way that most inspires you. Like, for example, when you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, if I was my highest self and I was so inspired, I'm the most inspiring version of me, how would I wake up in the morning? What would I wear? What would I choose to do? How would I choose to get ready? What would I choose my mindset to be? And as you really start to put that energy into yourself, you'll notice that you actually feel really positive. Like, I actually had this conversation with my husband when I went on a solo trip with my daughter when she was 9 months old. And we had to take 3 flights all the way up to Canada and then 2 flights back home to California. And I did my makeup. I woke up super early that morning, even though we had to be at the airport at like 5 a.m. So I woke up at like 3:30 to get ready to do my makeup, to do all these things. And my husband was like, why don't you just like sleep in? Why don't you just like not even get ready? Who cares? Like, you look beautiful without makeup too. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, today's about to be a stressful day, meaning if I am ready and I look my best, I will also subconsciously feel my best. Therefore, any sort of stress or anything that comes my way, I already feel like my highest self because I feel so confident, right? If I'm wearing like a cute matching outfit, obviously it has to be comfortable for the airport, but it's like, if it's cute and matching and if I look cute and if I look great and I feel confident in myself, it doesn't matter what stresses I go through that day, it's like I will have a more solid foundation. And so anyway, that's a whole tangent, but a message that I'm getting for you is a similar message where the self-love, like putting love into yourself, putting time and effort into yourself, I really feel like you are going to feel more confident in yourself. So if there's something that you need to do, if there's something that you want to strive towards or move towards, get ready as if like that was inevitable. For example, like if you really want to be a YouTuber, let's say, or if you really want to reach a certain goal, if you really want to find your, dream partner, when you're getting ready and you're getting dressed, it's like, okay, if that was inevitable and I already had that, how would I get ready today? What would my demeanor be? How would I hold myself? What would my energy be? What would I wear? What would my mindset be? Ooh, boom. And then all of a sudden it's like we step into this and we cultivate this like new energy, which makes us feel really confident, makes us feel really good. And so that's just a message I'm getting for you. It's like this, there's going to be some inspiration in November that pushes you towards doing something like that. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. My group ones. Ooh, okay. I feel like this card really wanted to come out. We have Taming the Wind. Ooh. So things that felt outside of your control, right? Because wind is like an element that is outside of our control, right? We have the fives here, the double fives, double fives, double fives. The chaos that has been coming into your life, the things that have felt outside of your control, the big changes and the things that's like it almost feels like you're in a little bit of a storm, especially if you've been having stormy dreams lately. Ooh, that is a sign for you that says that you're feeling kind of like an upheaval a little bit. The month of November for you is taming the wind, coming back into your control, feeling like you are calling your power back to where it's like, okay, sure, the wind is here, but what if I use the wind to my advantage? What if I actually choose to ride the wind? What if I choose to make a sailboat and I use the wind to get to my destination even faster, right? That's an interesting metaphor. So let's say you have a goal that you want to go towards, but let's say the wind feels like it's pushing you backwards in the wrong direction, okay? Well, this is where we get innovative and we say, how might this actually be serving me instead? All this resistance that I'm feeling, how might this actually be something that can help me get to my destination way faster, right? Ooh. Because maybe it's trying to push you. But perhaps you feel the resistance because there's this inner block that says, I'm too scared to do that. I'm not ready to do that. Who am I to do that? All these inner blocks. Maybe the resistance is there trying to show you what's blocking you so you can break down those walls and so you can shoot forward so much faster. Ooh, right? Like that's a whole other side of the story. So with that being said, the month of November is about you taming the wind through calling your power back. And rather than just allowing the situation to continue pushing your buttons, whether that's a person or a thing or a feeling or something that you're trying to get to, rather than allowing it to just continue to push your buttons, say, this resistance is clearly showing me what I need to face. Whoa, right? Whoa. We also have a 5 right here with the 1 and the 4. And also the 3 and the 2. Didn't even notice that before. We have 5, 5, 5, 5, 55, 42, which is a 6, which is moving forward, which is great. So anyway, tons of 5 energy. This is a month of shifts and changes. Changing with the wind, realizing the wind is not there to cause resistance. The wind is just there to show you what needs to be overcome and broken through, okay? So let's go ahead and take our astro dice. We're going to take the zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that are going to be in your life this month. So we have Gemini energy, we have Scorpio energy, and we have Aquarius energy. Gemini, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Now let's go ahead and roll all these together to get any last information for you, my love. So we have the sun in Cancer in the 4th house, so your home life is being highlighted. So your foundation, feeling solid, feeling secure, feeling safe, feeling rooted, feeling happy where you are, feeling like you actually have a home base and a foundation that's reliable, solid, and in harmony, right? Cancer helps us create like more emotional well-being, more emotional connection. It's also very intuitive. So it's helping us open our heart. This is a month of you opening your heart to create a more solid, more secure foundation where we don't feel unstable anymore. It's like we're rooting ourselves in to a particular goal, to a particular timeline. This is your month to rise your confidence, to raise your confidence into where you are rooting yourself. This could also be something around the home where we are either illuminating, we're bringing in more warmth, we're bringing in more comfort, we're bringing in more emotional comforts as well. So this is about finding your comfort again. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. This is all about your month of November. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 2s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for November. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so my group 2 is, let's see, your month of November. What is going to be happening for you? So we have the Holy Child Starseed. I'm a divine child of the universe. So one thing that I see happening for you is that there's going to be a return to your childhood innocence, where there's more imagination, more fun, more joy. For some of you, there could actually be children that is like a big theme for you through the month of November. So this could be things like news of pregnancies. This could be being around children more. This could be a new member of the family that is coming in, or hearing about a new member of the family coming in. There could be different themes like that. On top of that, the Holy Child can also represent new ideas that you have. Ideas that are like little star seeds that spark in your mind, that you are then so excited to take action on and create. This could be like a new project, new opportunity, new things like that. But for the most part, I'm getting a lot of like child energy. So this could be like news of babies. This could be like seeing babies a little bit more. This could be like more family connection, or even family expanding further in some way, shape, or form. But yes, on top of that, the child can also represent ideas that you're birthing into this world, projects that you're completing, things that you want to bring to life into the world. So that is one aspect of this month of November for you. Let's go ahead and see what else is going to be happening for you through the month of November. Also the pearl. It's like something that we create. Pearls are created from like little grains of sand, right? They start off as little grains of sand, then they get alchemized and polished into these like beautiful pearls. And it's like through kind of like a calcification process, but it's not calcium, but you know what I mean? Anyway, this can also represent in your life taking something that's really small and building upon it and polishing it and perfecting it. So there could be something in your life right now where there's like a small little grain of sand, there's a small little breadcrumb of an idea that you are now expanding, building, and polishing into something more valuable, into something more tangible. Then we also have the mystic magic. I weave my magic and surrender to the universe. This is a month of manifesting, my loves. Perhaps you are manifesting something. Perhaps you're kind of weaving your magic, right? And the magic that we have as humans is the ability to take an idea and weave it into form. Your intuition, I feel like, is guiding you very strongly. And also, it's interesting that I placed the cards as I did, because all of a sudden I'm seeing, it's almost like she has this idea in her hand, and then she's like moving it forward through her body, and we see this light beam, and then it goes into this light beam and creates this pearl. So for one, that could talk about like literal, like getting pregnant, but it can also talk about like, you know, having an idea and really birthing it into the world, doing something with it, finalizing it. If you're working on a project right now, I'm seeing that you're going to come to the completion of that project by the end of November, and you're also going to be really proud of it. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I created this. Oh my gosh, I created this. This is so cool, right? I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself on something that you are putting together and creating. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. We also have the Two of Cups being reversed, Nine of Pentacles upright, and then the Death card as well. So I'm going to start off with this one. The Death card represents transformations, like a butterfly that gets created in the cocoon that was once a caterpillar. There is something that you are absolutely birthing into this world. There's something that you're alchemizing, and it could also be a personal alchemization where you are going through a major transformation yourself. Or it could be, again, an idea that you are metamorphosizing into the real world. We also do have Two of Cups being reversed as well. So there could be something that feels slightly out of alignment. There could be like people who might not be on the same page as you. People who are like, oh, you really want to do that? Or that's what you want to do? Maybe people that don't quite believe in you. If you've been dealing with any of that, or even if you have the fear of it, right? Because the Two of Cups being reversed can also just talk about a fear that we have, a fear that somebody's not going to want us anymore, or a fear that there's a disconnect, or a fear that we're going to be rejected, or a fear that we're not doing the greatest job or something in our relationships, or, you know, the fear of not being able to be ourselves or something like this. If you have this fear within you, the month of November is going to be highlighting it for you to choose what you want to do and where you want to go and who you want to become. Because there is a metamorphosis and there's a transformation. And sometimes we're afraid of transformation. Sometimes we're afraid of change because we're fearing if it's going to separate us from the things that we love. But I really feel like there's a big transformation that's coming up for you. And the people that are meant to stay in your life will always stay in your life, no matter how you transform. They're always going to love you, always going to accept you. If you transform and there's people that fall away, it's because they no longer resonate with the new you, which is the true you, right? Because we can only, if we don't change, we sort of repress who we really are and we hold ourselves back, right? And so something that I'm sort of feeling for you is the confrontation of being who you really are and being able to accept yourself and this state of allowing things to unfold as they may. Okay? So whatever fears have been in your mind of like a disconnect, November is about facing those fears. 9 of Pentacles is about finding your independence, feeling really proud of the seeds that you've planted and what you have blossomed. So there is this sense of like, I created something really freaking amazing. I created this, like, look what I've created. The 9 of Pentacles, it has all these grapes, right? Which started out as seeds, because if you go through like the Pentacle journey, things start out as a seed, and then by the end of the Pentacle journey, which is all the Pentacle cards, they blossom into these beautiful, luscious plants by the end, which talks about the journey of a seed or an idea taking root and then growing into a lush garden, but it's about you taking care of it and bringing it to that lush garden. So there's something where you're going to be really proud of something by the end of November, to say the least. Whatever it is that you're working on right now, I feel like there's going to be a very pleasing outcome, to say the least. But for some reason, there's this fear. I feel like pulling more information on what this like internal fear is. Let's see what this is. The Sun being reversed, 10 of Pentacles being reversed. It's almost this fear of either doing everything on your own, or if it was a collaborative process, if you're working with somebody else in creating something. The 2 of Pentacles being reversed, and then with the 10 and the Sun being reversed, it's almost like feeling like, am I kind of doing it all on my own? You know those group projects where it's supposed to be like an equal distribution of work, but then somebody else ends up like taking like the 90% of the entire project and the other ones just kind of glide along? I wonder if there's something like this that's happening in your life where it's like you're really pushing the needle forward, but maybe it almost feels like there's a lack of support. Maybe it feels like it's not an equal 50-50 share. And so it kind of feels like you're doing it all on your own, because the interesting thing about the 9 of Pentacles is she's alone. The 10 of Pentacles is when we're all together, and it's reversed, meaning that perhaps there's a feeling of lack of support. It's not like there's like some sort of like crazy breakup or anything like this. It's just this feeling of like, I want more support. And so this is going to be a theme through the month of November, calling you to try to balance this energy, okay? So I feel like you're going to be called to go about balancing this energy to feel like you have support, right? I almost feel called to talk about this. Like, you know, for example, if you get pregnant and then as the woman, like you're kind of building the child and everything, you know, your body's going through all these transformations, you feel really tired, you're doing all this and all that. If you're just kind of living your same life, doing 50-50 with like you and your partner, and you're kind of feeling like that lack of support, like of course, it's like you're kind of taking on the brunt of the load there, right? So of course, you know, somebody needs to step up a little bit more. But perhaps this is going to show up for you either in a work area or in a family area with, you know, doing chores and like sharing the workload and responsibilities. There's almost this sort of essence where I feel like you're going to be guided towards balancing responsibilities, balancing the load, balancing things better. But I almost feel like you're kind of like, I'm getting this feeling like you are, you really got this. Like the 9 of Pentacles energy makes me feel like you have like a really great large capacity to handle a lot. But at the same time, this month is going to call you towards making things a little bit more equal. The Sun showing up reversed, by the way, is a positive card, no matter if it is turned upright or reversed. It is always, always, always a positive card. When it is reversed, it means that there might be a couple clouds in the way, but at the same time, the sun is still breaking through and the sun is still here and the sun is still shining. So overall, the month of November is still going to be an incredibly, powerfully, beautiful month, okay? Beautiful month. Incredibly beautiful. That is what the sun always brings, even when it is reversed. A little bit of clouds in the way, but at the same time, overall, month is freaking gorgeous. Month is freaking beautiful. So also your inner radiance, I feel like you're taking time to kind of relax and rejuvenate. Like I'm hearing the word rejuvenation when I'm looking at this. Transmute the worker bee. You are a busy bee, my love. The month of November is also going to be another busy month for you. It's a month of creation. It's a month of putting in the work, doing the things that you got to do, and also evening out the workload, because whatever has been unfair, unbalanced, if you've been feeling this lack of fairness, if you've been feeling this imbalance, the month of November is really pushing you to be like, you know what? Don't just put up with it. It's time to like really find ways to share your thoughts, share your wisdom, share what you know, because I almost feel like you have this inner wisdom of how you would handle this situation, and perhaps sharing how you would handle it and how you internally expect things to be handled is going to really help you in conversations of equaling things out. Let's put this over here, make it more even. And let's go ahead and see what else we can get here for you. I feel like that card wants to come out. The Sovereign, calling your power back. Being the queen or king of your kingdom. This is a card of really calling your power back and believing in yourself and having that inner confidence, right? The sun being reversed as well. Perhaps there's this like lack of confidence to fully be authentic and to fully speak about what it is that you're feeling deep down inside. Perhaps there's this apprehension that's also kind of like the sun being reversed, where we feel a little bit clouded, but we know we need to vocalize. We know that we want the truth to be seen. We know that we want to be seen for our inner thoughts and our inner experience and all of this. The sun brings good fortune around those conversations and around expressing yourself. But it also calls us to express ourselves more fully. Of course, to be compassionate during it, but also be authentic. Let's see what else we get here. My group of twos, your month of November. Also, the sun talks about really good outcomes once we, face what we need to face. Once we face the clouds and see, okay, there are clouds. Let me clear the clouds so the sun can shine even brighter. The sun talks about really positive outcomes afterwards. 10 of Pentacles being reversed again is just this feeling of this lack of shared responsibility, I want to say. And then also, there's this feeling of like the current structure of things isn't sustainable. So it's like you coming back to what's sustainable. What do I need in order for this to be sustainable? And you're transmuting those energies to becoming sustainable, to becoming more physical, more long-term. I feel like there's going to be promises that are made this month to kind of like get things back on track and all of that. We also have the moon showing up and also the curse. Okay, so I don't want any of you to get scared of either of these cards. Okay, so the moon talks about hiddens and unknowns. The curse talks about when we feel like something has been bothering us. And it almost is just like, I don't like the circumstance that I've been given. It's not an actual like, I don't want any of you to get scared of that. Sometimes like the tarot cards and the oracle cards have like really like potent, like for example, death. It never represents death. It's not what it represents. Deaths is like metaphorical deaths. The curse is like a metaphorical curse where it feels like there's maybe this like, we're living in this dark looming cloud where it's like, I'm the one that has to like take on this burden. I'm the one that has to do all of these things. I'm the one that has this like big responsibility. It kind of feels like something's been put on our plate that we might not exactly want there, okay? And so what's gonna happen for you in the month of November is you confronting whatever this is that's on your plate that you're like, okay, I don't wanna be the only one carrying this burden. I don't wanna be the only one moving through this, right? It's almost like, again, back to the pregnancy example, but of course you can like apply this to any aspect of life. Actually, I'm gonna use a work example this time. So let's say in work, the boss puts a huge project on you because it's like your responsibility, all of this, but it's only on you. And let's say it's like you have team members, but they don't know what to do. And so it's almost like you're the one that naturally has to take all the load. And you're just like, oh, I've got all of this is all of a sudden put on me and there's nothing I can really feel like I can do about it. I don't feel like I can fix this in any way. It's naturally all upon me. So what this would represent and what I'm really seeing for you, especially with the sun showing up here and the Nine of Pentacles and all of this, what I see is you being able to have the right conversations to be able to even out the workload, to create better share of responsibilities. Of course, there's certain things that other people won't be able to take on. There's other things that you won't be able to necessarily give away to lighten your load. But there are other ways to bring in more help and more support. And that is what the universe is really calling you to strive towards, is to ask for help in other ways, whether that be somebody, supporting you more financially, whether that be somebody helping you out with cooking meals, with cleaning up, with like doing other things. There's certain things where it's really like you might not be able to give away all of your issues or all of your problems or all of your burdens or all of your weights, but there are other ways where people can help you lighten your load, okay? So the moon showing up as well, there's certain unknowns where it almost feels like there's a problem that feels unsolvable. And perhaps that's why you almost feel stuck in this like, almost like quote unquote curse energy. I don't even like that word, but anyway. Anyway, whatever it feels like you are like burdened with, that's like all on your own. The moon represents almost feeling like the problem or the issue is like unsolvable because it's kind of like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. If you feel like there's an issue in your life that you currently feel is that way, where it's like it's unsolvable, it's just there's nothing to solve it, let me tell you right now, because Spirit is coming through with a very strong message about that. A very, very, very strong message. Curses, by the way, are always in your own mind. And it's always what you end up perceiving it as from your own perspective. Okay? So you can actually change this around to lightening the workload, to making things more easier. But it first comes to being open to it and following your intuition, right? Not following like the first automatic feeling you get of like, I feel so stuck. No. We're not gonna follow that. Instead, we're gonna quiet our minds. We're gonna quiet ourselves down. And we're going to say, and we're going to set the intention, universe and my intuition, I now invite you to guide me towards the best possible outcome, to the best possible solution for this, that will allow me to feel more free, more light, more happy, more joyful, more this, more that. It will bring me to this particular outcome. I want you to think about what outcome you want. What would be your most ideal outcome? In feeling form, right? I want you to define it in feeling. Like, how do you want to feel? Now say, universe and intuition, I now ask you to guide me towards creating that feeling. And you let go of all resistance, you let go of all blocks, you let go of all of your own personal thoughts, because there's thoughts that you haven't even thought about before. There's solutions that you can't even comprehend because it's just not within your own personal comprehension yet. But your intuition in the universe can guide you towards those absolutely mind-blowing breakthroughs that will all of a sudden like turn a light bulb off in your mind of like, oh my God, that's the solution I've been looking for. That's the thing that I've been waiting for. That's also the sun being reversed, by the way. Whatever you currently feel clouded by, whatever is currently unclear, whatever you currently feel stuck by, can clear and will clear in the month of November as you stay open to the clearing of it. And as you stay in your power and not take your power away by saying there's nothing I can do about it, there's nothing nobody can do about it, that I'm just stuck with this. Okay, we're letting go of that story. That is no longer our story, okay? Because that is you essentially putting a quote unquote curse on yourself by saying there's nothing nobody can do about it, I'm stuck with this. No, we're getting rid of that language completely. We're releasing that quote unquote curse. And we're doing so by saying, you know what, I'm the sovereign, I'm the queen, I'm the king of my own reality. And I'm going to choose the new outcome that I desire via feeling right? We don't want to choose it based on like actual physical outcomes, because when we feel like we don't know what the solution is, we need to be open to what the solution is. So instead we define the feelings and we allow the universe to build the solution that will bring us to that exact feeling, right? So what is the feeling that you wish to create in your life? How do you want to feel about your life and about your current situation? Now we're going to allow the universe to guide us there. Okay? And so as you set that intention, the month of November is going to reveal that solution for you. Okay? Set that intention, trust in yourself, believe in yourself, let go of feeling victim. Anytime you have those thoughts come back in your head of like, oh, there's no hope, there's no way, I want you to let go of that thought. Okay, we're not going down that stream of thought. We're allowing our stream of thought to go back to our power. And we're going to do that by saying, you know what? I'm in my power. There is a solution. I just haven't thought of it yet. And I'm open to hearing the solution and finding the solution. And I will find the solution to it. And I will reach that feeling, okay? As you hold that energy, as you hold that train of thought and continue moving your thoughts in that direction, eventually you will come upon that beautiful solution. I have used this technique time and time again in my life, especially when I felt quote unquote cursed by something or cursed by a situation of like, oh, there's no hope for me, I'm stuck in this. I will always use this technique where I'm like, okay, what feeling do I desire to get to? And I'll let the universe guide the rest. Okay? That happened to me actually when I gave birth. Actually, funny, we're talking about like children and things like this. And I felt like, oh no, there's no way that I'll be able to support my two businesses after being a mom. There's just no way. I was literally stuck in that mindset and I thought there's no way. And of course I love having my daughter, so I guess I'm just gonna have to sacrifice my businesses. But then I was like, you know what? Why does that's not gonna be my reality. I'm not gonna choose that, right? So I said, I'm gonna call my power back, and I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know how I'm gonna support my two businesses and continue those on while also being a full-time mom. No idea what that's gonna look like or how I'm gonna do that. But I focused on what I wanted it to feel like. I let the universe guide me to the rest. It took a couple months, but eventually I got to the ideas. Eventually, the universe also brought in solutions for me where the universe was like, oh, you need a graphic designer? Here you go. Oh, you need extra help in your jewelry company? Oh, here you go. Here's the extra help here, here's the extra help there. You can delegate these different tasks. And then all of a sudden for you, you're only gonna work when you're inspired. And all of a sudden you're gonna realize that your work gets done so much quicker than it ever did before. And then all of a sudden, I reached the outcome. It's not saying that the answer came to me in the most beautiful, easy way. In fact, it came to me in the hardest possible way. That's a whole other story though. But I just wanted to add that quick little thing in here because especially with the cards that we have coming up, it almost seems like there's been an issue that you've been facing where it's like, it feels like there's like a lack of hope behind it. But anyway, clearly that's not the case. This month, you are going to find that solution. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dive into our Astro Dice. We're gonna take the Zodiac sign dice. We're gonna roll it 3 times to get the top 3 most likely Zodiac signs that are gonna be in your life this month. So let's see who they are. We have Taurus showing up. We also have Aries. And we have Leo, Taurus, Aries, and Leo energy. Now let's go ahead and roll all these together to get any last information. So we have Uranus in Gemini with a planet of unexpected change and all these things in the 7th house of relationships. So there's shifts in your relationships. There's going to be big shifts through communication in your relationships. It's also going to be big shifts when it comes to like epiphanies and ideas, unexpected communication coming through from somebody who means a lot to you, unexpected conversations, unexpected epiphanies, unexpected realizations through you and another person. So, wow, my group number 2s. Let's go ahead and end this on an oracle card here and see any last things that Spirit wants to say. These 2 came out right away. So we have flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. There's no rush. There is no rush. Then we also have opportunities. Unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. Wow! Especially with our sun card being reversed, there's opportunities that you will find when you unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. When you step into your power even when you feel powerless. That is where the opportunities are going to come in. Okay, my love? So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number 2s. Thank you so much for joining me here. It looks like you are absolutely going to reach your sunlight and brand new opportunities and brand new epiphanies that are going to help you have absolute breakthroughs and help you come back into your ultimate power and potential. And I really feel like having conversations is going to be a breakthrough window for you. Having conversations with other people, hearing words, listening to things that stick in your mind, all of these things are going to lead you to ideas and epiphanies that you would have never even had before. So thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, my group 3s, your month of November. Let's see what we have for you. We have the Desert Prince, Survival, False Promises. So one thing I'm kind of feeling for you energetically is that it feels like you're almost in a time where you're wondering, how am I going to make something happen? Something feels dry. Like perhaps you feel dry when it comes to ideas, inspiration, energy, when it comes to manifesting like a particular outcome that you want. And the survival card, if you felt like you've been in survival mode lately, where it feels like you're just trying to like make it by, you're just trying to survive, your month of November, what I'm feeling is that it's almost like you've been struggling to see your inner worth. Because here we have the card that's the Desert Prince, right? But yet it's all about survival. It's all about feeling like something that was promised to you isn't going to happen, or that you're not like, you know, worthy of something or whatever. The Desert Prince though, that's key of this card. That's the key. The Desert Prince. It's like there is worthiness in your blood, in who you are. We're all worthy, but it's almost like you might not have been seeing your worth lately, or if you've been almost feeling this lack of hope for something. And then we have Gaia's Garden, Fruition, Abundance, Reaping What You Sow. Wow. 2 very opposite cards. This is a month of working on self-worth. I feel like those of you who chose this pile, you're really wanting to create abundance. You're really working towards something, and it almost feels like you've been dry when it comes to like results. It's almost like you're pushing, striving towards something, wanting to push the boundaries, wanting to push the barriers. You keep going, taking action. But yet it almost feels like things have been not very fruitful lately. Spirit is saying to keep going. The month of November is to not lose hope, because Gaia's Garden is the energy that awaits you, which is fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow, right? We reap what we sow. So continue sowing abundance. Continue sowing your highest hopes, your highest dreams, because you'll always reap what you sow. But let's say that you're the Desert Prince and you're working towards something, and you're working towards it, working towards it, working towards it, and you still feel that dryness, but let's say you choose to give up on it. So now what you're sowing is, I lost hope, things don't work out for me, I tried, I failed, it doesn't work. Well, we're gonna reap what we sow. We don't want to sow that in there. We want to keep sowing, I'm going to get there, I'm going to do this, this is going to be the coolest story arc of ever, right? Because everyone that's successful has all these like really cool story arcs, right? Everyone has these story arcs of like, oh, I lived on my grandma's couch, then I went here, then I did this, then I did that, and then I was struggling with this, and then this happened, and then all of a sudden my dreams were fruitful. And then all of a sudden I finally got there, right? After all this struggle. Pretty much every successful person that I know has a story like that. And so something that I'm hearing for you is to be the main character of your story and to not give up on yourself. That is coming through so powerfully. Do not give up on yourself. Continue moving forward, because what's actually being sown is your garden. Your garden is literally being sown right now, and I feel like talking about something really powerful. So there's actually, I think it's called the Chinese bamboo plant. And I think that that's the one where when you plant it, for years, it takes years for the roots to grow of that plant. So for years, you literally see no progress. You don't see it sprouting above the ground. But what it's actually doing beneath the surface is building this elaborate root system so that once it does grow, and once it does sprout, by the way, This plant grows, I think, up to like 80 feet in its first year after actually breaking through the ground. But it takes like 5 years of doing seemingly nothing because it's building like the root system underground. So what I feel like for you right now is the action that you are taking. It's not doing nothing. It's actually building this elaborate root system, which will eventually sprout if you don't give up on it, right? But if you do give up on it, well, then of course that seed is not going to get the nutrients that it needs, and it's going to stop growing, and all those roots that we're building this entire time is just going to die. So we don't want that, right? And so what I'm seeing for you and what Spirit is really wanting to come through as your message today is it almost seems like there's been this like, do I just give up? Do I stop going towards this? You're building the elaborate root system right now. And I don't care if you're manifesting love, a career, this, that, a new home, whatever it is that you're manifesting. You will get there, and you're building the root system of it right now. And the month of November is about continuing to build that root system. You will reap what you sow. It's about continuing forward and continuing on. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you for your month of November. Wow, if you needed more confirmation that you are going to be successful, by the way, look at the card that just came out. We have the Six of Wands, one of the best cards in the deck because it talks about ultimate success. It talks about winning. It talks about an award. It can also talk about a ring, by the way. So if some of you are wondering about love, trying to manifest love, look at that ring that she's holding. Okay? But others of you, if you're wanting other types of success, Six of Wands talks about success. It is literally the card of success. It's also the card of public recognition, all of a sudden a massive breakthrough where it's like success that's like beyond what you previously thought was possible type of thing. And it's about other people really cheering you on as well. So we also have strength being reversed. Maybe it's time to relax a little bit, to rejuvenate, because also when we are striving forward so much and pushing things so much, we can reach burnout, right? We don't want to reach burnout. We want to keep a balance where we feel like we're refueling ourselves so we can continue moving forward and building that beautiful root system, which is eventually going to blossom, and you will eventually get to this amazing success where you're going to be like, dang, I'm so proud of myself. Like this is literally to the level of like winning an award of some kind, or all of a sudden like doing something that's really worth celebrating. It's like there's a massive celebration going on because of this milestone that has been achieved, okay? Strength reminds us that we cannot continue on through burnout, right? We can't push through when all of our strength, we haven't rebuilt our strength. We rebuild it through balance. So Spirit is really saying and urging you through the month of November to find balance, to rejuvenate yourself, to give yourself time off, to relax and not let your mind think like, no, I need to keep pushing, I need to keep pushing. No, 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 no. We're going to live an abundant life where we are going to rejuvenate ourselves. Then we're going to have so much energy the next day where we no longer feel like we're the desert prince. We feel like we're the abundant prince or princess moving towards our absolute like queendom, kingdom. So strength being reversed. The month of November is about rebuilding your strength in yourself, your belief in yourself, overcoming your ego when your ego is scared of something, because strength is also about embodying your higher self versus your ego. Sometimes the ego wins and our higher self loses because our ego says, no, I should just give up. I should just stay in what's familiar. I don't want to make a fool of myself. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be rejected, all of these things. The lion represents the ego, and the woman here represents your higher self. When it's reversed, it's almost like our ego has been winning lately, convincing us that we're never going to get there, convincing ourselves that we're not good enough, convincing ourselves that it's better to just stay in what's familiar because, you know, what's familiar, at least it's familiar, right? All these what ifs are kind of scary to our ego. Your month of November is about asking yourself, do I want to stay in my ego? Or do I want to embody my highest freaking self and be the main character of my story, and to no longer fear rejection or failure or any of those things, judgment? Because guess what, actually? You are going to be judged no matter what you do. If you stay where you are right now, or if you strive for what you truly, truly want, or if you go in any direction, there's going to be people that judge you for it. So you're literally getting judged regardless, so you might as well do what you want anyway. 2, there's the fear of like, what if I fail? Well, get this. Literally everyone in every task on any endeavor reaches failures all the time. But it's up to you whether it actually becomes a true failure, because a true failure is only when you stop trying. It's not a failure if you continue to try and continue to try. I was doing YouTube for 5 years. 5 years before my YouTube channel became anything and actually took off. I could have chosen to quit after a year. I could have been like, oh, it's hopeless. That would have been a failure. I could have quit after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I could have quit after 4.5 years and been like, no, it was a failure. But it wasn't a failure because I kept going until I got there, meaning that any of those moments that could have been a failure, I chose to keep going, therefore it wasn't a fail, right? So there's literally no such thing as failure if you keep trying. We also have the Hangman being reversed. So this is when we kind of feel stuck, when we don't know what to do. But the Hangman actually is a beautiful card because it talks about looking at things from a different perspective. When you shift your perspective, there's actually a quote by Wayne Dyer. When you shift the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'm going to say that one more time. Pay attention, really soak it in. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wow. Your month of November is about shifting your perspective. And all of a sudden, when you shift your perspective, I really feel like you're going to get a whole different view of yourself, your life, where you're going. We also have Page of Pentacles being reversed. Okay, so what I'm really feeling for you, my group threes, is you're really needing a motivational talk right now. Your month of November is all about reinvigorating the motivation, reinvigorating and shifting your perspective. Your entire month of November is shifting your perspective to believe in yourself, to realize that you are already on the trajectory of your dreams and you can absolutely 100% make your dreams happen. But it's about becoming your higher self, letting go of your egoic fears, shifting your perspective to realizing, you know what? I can actually make all of these things happen. I'm not stuck. And planting your seeds. And not being impatient with it either. Continuing on, no matter how dry it seems, continuing to water that garden, no matter how dry it is. And you will eventually have your Chinese bamboo plant sprout, and it will grow 80 feet in the first year that it breaks ground. So that's one thing that's coming through. In terms of the rest of your month of November, there are going to be moments where you feel like there's things to celebrate. Also in your month of November, I feel like you're actually going to make some kind of progress that you're actually going to be really proud of. Okay? And you're making this progress because of your shifts in your perspective. You're going to be focused on refueling yourself, which is going to make you feel abundant. It's going to revitalize your energy, and you're going to realize the importance of refueling yourself. You're going to realize how beautiful that was. You're going to realize how important it was. The Page of Pentacles being reversed as well. I feel like something that you have recently perhaps gave up on, you're going to reinvigorate your spark for it to really start pushing forward and really start saying, you know what, I got this, I'm going to make it happen. If you've been procrastinating on something, I really feel like you're going to be pushing forward, releasing perfectionism, because I feel like that's been something that's been standing in the way. So I really see you also releasing that perfectionism that's perhaps been holding you back. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group threes, your month of November. Okay, we also have the Weaver. Didn't we have something reaping what you sow? We have the Weaver now, reaping what you sow. What are you choosing to sow? Spirit has a question for you. What are you choosing to sow this month? What are you choosing to create? Because also look at the hands. This can talk about your own personal creation with your hands. Are you creating something? Is there something that you do with your hands? Are you artistic? Are you creating something? We also have Paradox, which can talk about two things being true at the same time. The quote that's coming to my head for this, actually, Spirit wants to give you a quote. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, either way, you are right. I forgot who is the person that said that quote, but it's a quote that's in the movie The Secret, and that one's just really sticking out to me when I saw the Paradox card come out for you. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't. Either way, you are right. What does that quote say? It says that your beliefs literally shape what's possible for you. Your beliefs shape your outcome, which is so dang true. So I really feel like this month is your shifting of your beliefs, getting onto the beliefs of believing in yourself. That's like your main aspect of the month, and shifting your perspective. Let's see what else we get here for you, my group threes. Your reading has been a little bit more abstract in terms of like, it's talking a lot about like things that you're going through internally rather than a lot of external things. But let's go ahead and see what else we get here. We also have the Sun coming up for you, which is an amazing card. It's one of the best cards. We also have the Ghost Dance, and we also have Magic. Wow, okay. So a huge message that I'm getting with the Ghost Dance card is, are you willing to dance? And are you willing to take action even when you're not seeing progress, right? Because the Ghost Dance, ghosts is like the energy of something that's untangible, something where we can't really see. Is it doing anything? Is something actually happening? Are we willing to do the dance anyway, regardless of if we're seeing progress or not? Are we willing to stick to it? Are we willing to keep dancing even though we're not seeing the blessings and the rain that we're asking for, that we're dancing for, right? So the Ghost Dance is about continuing to take action, regardless if you are actually seeing results yet. The Sun card coming up is that hope and belief and happiness and joy and the reinvigoration and inner confidence is something that you're cultivating through the month of November. The Magic card talks about magic happening behind the scenes, magic happening beneath the surface, and you also calling your inner magic back. I wonder if some of you have been really into manifesting lately. I almost feel like some of you are going to be like, I don't know, watching content, reading books or something that like this all on manifesting, because I feel like I'm getting this feeling like those of you who chose this pile, you're really wanting to make something happen in your life. And perhaps there's been this inner doubt that you're really wanting to shift. And it's almost like you're evoking and awakening this inner magic through taking action, through learning about manifestation. And all of a sudden it's going to like bring kind of these results to come forward. We also have master number 22 and master number 33 showing up. This is the master builder. And this is the master kind of influencer, I'll say. Master number 22 showing up is about building a foundation and shifting yourself to where your success is inevitable. Master number 33 is about the connections and being able to convince yourself and others of what you are doing and being able to kind of like network and find all the connections that you need, or even grow your audience if that's something that you're trying to do, or even if you're trying to gain recognition or gain the sights of like a company that you really want to work for, or a client that you really want to work with, or something like this, or an opportunity that you're really striving towards. This is about making those connections, getting in the spotlight and seeing them actually thrive and blossom. So a lot of you, the work that you're doing this month is actually bringing those energies to begin cultivating. And it might be cultivating beneath the surface right now, but trust in it. As you continue to it, you're literally going to see that magic beginning to like surface. And it's going to start growing, okay? Just like the example of that Chinese bamboo tree. So let's go ahead and dive into your Astro dice. We're going to roll the zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that are going to be in your life this month. So let's see what they are. We have Aries coming through. We have Gemini. And we have Leo. Aries, Gemini, and Leo energy. And let's go ahead and roll all these together now to get any last information for you. So we have Mercury in Taurus in the 11th house, which is all about networking, making connections, brand new ideas, solid ideas. This is about coming up with a solid plan and also connecting to people that can help you reach higher heights. The 11th house can also deal with social media, by the way, or the arts or other type of media, whether that's like photography or like painting, writing, all things like that. Mercury can also deal with writing, communication, ideas, plans, and Taurus is the solidifying of those plans, something that's tangible, something that's going to bring about abundance. Taurus is so connected to abundance. It's also connected to comforts and feeling really positive and feeling really comfortable and really happy and all of that. So that is what we have going on for your month of November. It looks like you're cultivating the foundation of something brand new, but your month is about trusting it, because it's almost like you've been working on this foundation for a little while. And if so, my heart goes out to you, because I know what that feels like. But at the same time, when you continue on with it, you will eventually get there. And Spirit is really wanting to give you a motivational talk right now to tell you to continue on, because your month of November is like really part of the process of you moving that needle forward and rejuvenating yourself and rejuvenating your energy so you can continue taking action in that direction. So that is what we have for you. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4 is, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of November. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, my group 4s. Whoa, that card just like flew right out there. We have the card of Fortune coming up. Fortune. Ooh, this is more money coming in. So first off, your month of November is going to be one that's really lucrative in terms of more money or like some sort of material success. Fortune can also talk about like getting a raise, or perhaps like unexpected money coming back in, like a random check in the mail that's like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that this was on its way. Didn't realize that that was coming. It could be like investments going really well, or just a month that's overall like really positive in terms of finances. It could even be like gifts coming in. A gift of some kind where it's like, oh my gosh, that's like really amazing. And the flow of it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a continual flow. Okay. So this isn't just like a one and done type of thing. Spirit is saying that this is going to be a new flow. There's like almost a new flow of money coming in. Perhaps some of you are starting like a side project, or you're even getting the idea for a side project that's going to bring in the flow of more money, at least in the future once it's created and done. But some of you, you're either just going into bringing in more money in the month of November itself, or you're gaining the ideas or some sort of opportunity that's going to be bringing in more cash flow as you kind of build that opportunity and take on that opportunity, right? Because there could be some sort of project that you're still working on, and all of a sudden you get the idea for it in the month of November. And all of these things, it's going to lead to a bigger financial flow in your life. Very exciting. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for your month of November. I'm also feeling like the month of November in general with the flow card is going to feel like there's more flow. There's more flow to your schedule. There's more flow to your time. It's like things are flowing, inspiration's flowing, energy is flowing, ideas are flowing, words are flowing. Things are going to feel much more in flow in the month of November. And also, I feel like there's like unexpected sort of like blessings coming in, but it's almost coming in. I feel like it's like, what I'm hearing is that it's your hard work paying off. And hopefully it wasn't hard work. We don't like hard work around here. We like inspiring work around here. So hopefully it came from inspiring work, I want to say. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We also have the Page of Cups coming out. This is also going to be a month where you're able to give back to yourself more. You're able to fill your cup more. Page of Cups can also talk about putting currency, so money, towards like a new investment or towards a new idea. Perhaps if you have like more money flowing in, this is like more money going towards like a certain idea or a certain thing where the current is coming in and flowing into this new idea that you have. The Page of Cups can also talk about new emotional opportunities coming through. So this could be something that really lights you up, such as like a really fun outing with a friend. This could be a really great conversation that just fills you up emotionally. This could be like the beginning of a new routine that fulfills you emotionally. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here. Your intuition is also going to be guiding you as well through the month of November with Page of Cups and flow showing. It's almost like your intuition is actually really clear in the month of November. We also have 10 of Wands being reversed. This is going to allow you to relax. The month of November is allowing you to relax. And it's interesting because, yeah, it's like we have more flow happening in all of this. But perhaps this flow just feels more in balance because it's like you don't feel like you're having to push through or carry huge weight. You know the image that I'm getting? If you have been almost pushing up against a dam lately where it just feels like, I want this thing to push forward, I want this thing to push forward, I'm pushing, 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 I want this breakthrough to happen, I want things to move. When am I gonna get the movement going? The month of November is when the dam breaks, right? Because we're no longer having that dam in front of us where it's all like boarded up with all these like sticks and all these things in the way. There's gonna be a breakthrough. Then all of a sudden, the water is moving forward and you're like on a boat that is able to flow, and all of a sudden, rather than the boat hitting up against the dam, it's like, whoo, now we're moving, now we're talking, baby. That kind of energy, and this one was reversed. So it's like you're having a breakthrough this month. A breakthrough in your business, things are more lucrative, things are really flowing in better. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group 4s. We also have the Hermit coming out. So this could also be a month where you're doing a lot of things on your own, but there's brand new ideas coming in. And they're coming in especially for you, like ideas that are kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this, or even opportunities that you're really excited about. And the Hermit can talk about solitude, being alone, doing things on your own, even taking time for yourself. Perhaps through this month, there's gonna be a lot of things that you're kind of doing on your own, or even taking time off to rejuvenate, right? Oh, wow. Look at these 2 wands that are being held here. The Hermit has a wand and the Queen of Wands has a wand. You're definitely reawakening with new energy. It's interesting that we have this really fun balance. I feel like you're working on things behind the scenes that perhaps you're like a little bit quiet about right now. Like the Hermit can talk about something that you're doing undercover, behind the scenes. It can also talk about the solitude that you've been going through and choosing, and all that work that you've been putting in behind the scenes is now going to start paying off massively. And then Queen of Wands here as well. She is charismatic. She's fun. She's radiant. She's confident. She's integrated her shadow side. She's like more confident than she's ever been before. And she's now looking at things that maybe once made her insecure, but now she's like owning them. And she's like, you know what? This is my story. This is great. I'm confident of where I've come, where I've gotten to. I've integrated my past. You're actually entering this new phase of your life of like total confidence. And you're actually going to be glowing in a way where I feel like people are going to be complimenting you. There's going to be a glow about you. You're going to have more energy, feel more inspired. This is very fun. I'm very excited for you, my group number 4s. My goodness, this is exciting. I'm really curious what you're working on and all those things that you're doing, because it looks like the month of November is one where you're just on it. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. For your month of November, we also have Connect to Heart. The dogs represent loyalty. It could represent somebody that you're really connecting to. So if you have like a partner, let's say if you live with somebody, this could be that you're being really supportive, that like the energy between you both is like really positive. This could also be collaborations, working with other people, or even outings with friends where you're just like really feeling rejuvenated by it because you're having like real, like deep conversations, things that are actually exciting to talk about. We also have the Outlaw coming through, and we also have Surrender. Also with Connect to Heart, there could be somebody who you're having like a really beautiful heart-to-heart with, where you reach like a really beautiful understanding. This could be somebody that you don't know very well, or this could be somebody within your family that you even live with, that it's almost like your connection's getting stronger here. We also have Outlaw. So this is kind of giving the boot to anything, like habits that you no longer want to carry with you, things that you no longer resonate with. This could even be, for example, gaining money so much so, and like a good flow of it in your personal business, that you decide that you're going to quit your 9 to 5 and give the boot to the 9 to 5, right? Like this could be something like this. Or it could even be about delegating old tasks because maybe you reach a level in your business where the flow of income is higher to where it's like, okay, I'm no longer going to be doing certain things anymore. I'm going to delegate those things. The outlaw is getting rid of stuff that no longer resonates with you, stuff that you no longer want to do. And then we also have, again, surrender. Surrendering to the flow of everything. I also feel like surrender, you're able to kind of like release a little bit in the month of November. You're able to relax, find time to like take off and yeah, like literally get time to relax. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. Your reading is just like, it's flowing. I feel like we've only been doing this reading for like 10 minutes and I feel like we're almost nearing like, okay, that's your month of November, but let's go ahead and see what else we can get for you. We also have the smoky mirror showing up, which can talk about still certain things are in the unknown, but I really feel like you're finding clarity to anything that was once unclear. This could also be the Hermit. Anything that's still unclear for you, you're bringing clarity to it. We also have the Council. So this could also be the connect to heart, being able to talk to other people and gain ideas and opportunities through others. Gaining wisdom and guidance that you need, even spiritual, like you could be getting like messages from your spirit team or even just like little signs or even conversations in person with other people that really kind of like motivate you or give you the advice that you need or even give you the opportunities that you've been looking for. And then we also have the Child coming through. The Child is a return to fun, towards innocence, and towards joy, towards play. So another aspect that I'm seeing for you for the month of November is being able to connect to people that you can really like play with and have fun with. Like there's fun conversations. It's almost like a return of your inner child where you just get to like laugh and have joy. Okay, so that's coming through as well. And let's go ahead and dive into our Astro Dice. We're going to go ahead and take the Zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 most likely Zodiac signs that will be in your life this month. So let's see who they are. We have Gemini. Gemini is showing up for a lot of people today. Pisces and Scorpio. Gemini, Pisces, and Scorpio energy. And let's go ahead and roll all these together to get any last information. So we have Neptune in Capricorn in the 7th house. The 7th house deals with our intimate partnerships and relationships, even business partnerships, things that are just like really close and that we have tight bonds to. So of course that's like in business and in love, even close relationships like friendships sometimes. Neptune is the planet of the things that we fantasize about. It's also the planet of illusion. So things that we're like daydreaming about, things that we really desire. And then Capricorn is what we're striving towards. So perhaps you're striving towards a certain type of goal where relationships are a part of that goal, whether they're business or love related. And perhaps you're expanding on opportunities through your relationships or even gaining more of an audience of something. Because the 7th house, it deals with people, right? They could also be in terms of like audience, how the public views you, because the public is also related to the 7th house. The planet of Neptune is also related to the media. So this could be new opportunities through the media, striving towards something higher, striving towards something more. If any of you work on social media or require marketing for your business, this could be like marketing going really, really well and putting a lot of effort, right? Capricorn energy towards marketing in order for that to rise higher. Maybe you're learning a lot of things. There could be something where you are taking some form of education, and counsel could be like really applying the wisdom that you're receiving from others or from something that you're learning from, whether that's like a book, a course, program, whatever that might be. It's like you're really applying it this month. And it's sort of like stepping into the unknown, like what's going to happen, right? The smoky mirror. It's like, what's going to happen on the other side? What am I going to see on the other side? And then all of a sudden the smoke clears and we're able to really see what that outcome was. And the child is just able to play, to have fun. It also is healing for your inner child. Whatever you're going through this month is going to be healing for you. Also, the mirror can talk about reflections. So reflecting on things, maybe things that once felt confusing in your past are all of a sudden going to feel very clear. Like, oh, I can see now why XYZ didn't happen in the past. I now can understand why, right? The smoky mirror can talk about reflections, but things that were once unclear are now becoming clear. So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number 4s. Let's go ahead and end on one last oracle card for you. We have the Night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. So you'll always get your best epiphanies and ideas where you kind of like switch off connecting to the world when you're on your own. That's where the stars burn the brightest. That's where the higher guidance comes in the most. So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful, beautiful group number 4s for your month of November. That inner guidance is going to come through and the higher guidance is going to come through during your most quiet hours. And it looks like there's a lot of amazing things coming through in the month of November, much more like income and money, either through new ideas that you're implementing and receiving this month or through the work that you've already been doing, whatever side of the spectrum that you're on that. Again, this is a general reading, so there's usually different timelines that are applicable to each reading. So that is what's happening for you in the month of November, my love. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. And until next time, bye.